Quick, how long ago does the year 2000 feel to you? 10 years? 15? It was 26 years ago. And if that number just broke something in your brain, you're about to find out why. Because your mental timeline isn't just slightly off. It's catastrophically wrong, and I can prove it. In the last episode, we uncovered the two broken clocks inside your head, prospective and retrospective timing, and how they create the holiday paradox and the illusion that time accelerates as you age. But those illusions only distort how long things feel. What we're about to explore is something different, and honestly, even more unsettling: your brain's inability to accurately place events in time. Not how long, but how far away. Let's start with a test. I'm going to give you two people. I want you to picture them in your mind, and then guess. Were they alive at the same time? Marilyn Monroe and Queen Elizabeth II. Most people instinctively say no. Marilyn Monroe feels like old Hollywood, black and white, a different era. Queen Elizabeth feels modern, color photographs, television interviews. She was alive until 2022. They feel like they belong to completely different centuries. They were born in the same year, 1926. Both of them. Here's another one. Anne Frank and Martin Luther King Jr. Anne Frank feels like World War II, sepia-toned, impossibly distant. Martin Luther King Jr. feels like the Civil Rights era, closer, more recent, almost modern. Surely King was born decades after Frank. Anne Frank was born in 1929. Martin Luther King Jr. was born in 1929, the same year. In fact, if Anne Frank had survived the Holocaust, she could have watched the "I Have a Dream" speech on television. She would have been 34 years old. Does that feel wrong to you? Like the timeline just glitched? That feeling, that disorienting sense that events you thought were far apart are actually close together, or vice versa, that's not random. It's the product of specific, identifiable bugs in how your brain organizes the past. Here's the first bug. When your brain tries to figure out how far apart two things are in time, it doesn't actually check the dates. It doesn't do math. Instead, it uses a shortcut, what psychologists call the conceptual comparison heuristic. Your brain looks at the two things and asks, how different do these seem? If they seem very different, different aesthetics, different cultural context, different emotional associations, your brain concludes they must be far apart in time. If they seem similar, your brain assumes they're close together. That's why Marilyn Monroe and Queen Elizabeth feel like they're from different eras. Your mental image of Monroe is glamorous, tragic, black and white Hollywood. Your mental image of Elizabeth is formal, enduring, full-color royalty. Those images feel completely different, so your brain files them in different time periods, even though they were born the same year and lived through the same decades. It's also why the 1990s feel like about 10 years ago to so many people. The 90s still feel culturally familiar. The music, the fashion, the references are still circulating. Your mental image of the 90s doesn't feel that different from your mental image of now, so your brain compresses the distance. It rounds down, and suddenly 3 decades feel like one. Your brain isn't measuring time, it's measuring vibes, and vibes are a terrible unit of measurement. There's a second bug, and it works alongside the first one. It's called the Construal level heuristic, and it has to do with how abstractly or concretely you think about something. Here's how it works. When you think about something in abstract terms, big ideas, general categories, vague impressions, your brain interprets that as a signal that the thing is far away, far in space, far in time, far in social distance. Abstraction equals distance. When you think about something in concrete terms, specific details, vivid sensory information, particular moments, your brain interprets that as closeness. This is why historical events you learned about in school often feel ancient, even if they weren't that long ago. You learned about them abstractly. Dates, names, causes, effects. They exist in your mind as concepts, not experiences. And your brain reads that abstraction as temporal distance. But events you lived through, even if they happened decades ago, feel recent because you remember them concretely. You remember what the room smelled like, what song was playing, what you were wearing. That sensory richness signals closeness, so your brain keeps those memories filed under not that long ago. This is why your grandmother can talk about something from 1965 as if it happened last week. To her, it's not abstract history, it's concrete memory. The Construal level is low, so the perceived distance is short. To you, 1965 is a paragraph in a textbook. Abstract, distant, ancient. Same year, completely different felt distance. Neither of you is wrong exactly. You're both just running different software on the same data. Now, those two bugs are disorienting enough on their own, but they feed into something bigger. Something that doesn't just distort individual memories, but warps your entire sense of where you sit in history. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it. If this is clicking for you the way it clicked for me, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button. This series goes places you genuinely won't expect, and each episode unlocks the next piece of the puzzle. Here's a fact that is going to rearrange your brain. The movie Jurassic Park came out in 1993. The Apollo 11 moon landing happened in 1969. That's a gap of 24 years. Jurassic Park felt like a modern movie when it came out. Cutting-edge CGI, a blockbuster event. The moon landing felt like ancient history, grainy footage, a different world. But as of right now, Jurassic Park came out 33 years ago. It is now farther from us than it was from the moon landing when it was released. The moon landing is closer to Jurassic Park than Jurassic Park is to you, reading this sentence. Feel that? That weird vertigo? That's the chronostatic illusion. The false, deeply ingrained sense that your position in time is fixed and stable, that the past is back there and you are here, and the distance between you and historical events isn't changing. But it is. Every single day, you are drifting further from everything that ever happened. The year 2000 is getting farther away at a rate of 1 year per year, and it will never stop. The 90s will never be 10 years ago again. Your childhood is receding at the speed of time, and there is no way to slow that drift. The chronostatic illusion is the reason people are perpetually shocked by how old things are. It's why every year, someone on the internet points out that a certain classic movie is now older than some other thing was when that movie came out, and everyone loses their minds. We keep being surprised because we keep unconsciously assuming that we're standing still, that the past is a fixed landscape we can look back at from a stable vantage point. We're not standing still. We're on a conveyor belt. And it only moves in one direction. This illusion doesn't just affect pop culture, it collapses entire centuries of history into a flat backdrop. Here's the classic example. Cleopatra lived closer in time to the invention of the iPhone than to the construction of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid was built around 2560 BC. Cleopatra was born in 69 BC. The iPhone was released in 2007 AD. Cleopatra is separated from the pyramid by about 2,500 years, and from the iPhone by about 2,076 years. Most people hear that and feel like it can't possibly be true. The pyramids and Cleopatra feel like they belong to the same ancient world bucket. The iPhone feels like it belongs to a completely different universe. But the math doesn't care about your mental buckets. The math says Cleopatra is closer to you than to the people who built the pyramids. Your brain groups things by category, not by chronology. Ancient Egypt is one mental folder, and everything in it feels equidistant from you. Pharaohs, pyramids, Cleopatra, hieroglyphics, all of it. But that folder spans 3,000 years. There's more time between the first pyramid and Cleopatra, than between Cleopatra and the Mars rover. So your mental timeline is broken. Your brain measures time by vibes, files history into sloppy folders, and convinces you that you're standing still while the past rushes away from you. But in the next episode, we're going to confront the deepest illusion of all, the one that doesn't just distort your sense of time, but distorts your sense of reality itself. It's called the chronocentric illusion, and it's the reason you think your era is normal and every other era is strange. Subscribe now so you don't miss it, and tap the video on screen to jump straight into episode 3. I'll see you there.